Hey YouTube, this is Generation Gap Game Review. We're here with the Xbox reveal. I watched it today when it came out, and done some editing. We've done some cutting and some clipping, and we're going to pull out some of the things that we think are important to people for seeing the new Xbox and kind of discuss what we think about it as being Xbox gamers from Xbox to the Xbox 360. Kind of come up with what we think, what we expect, what we hope to see.
Yeah, it's good seeing the new Xbox since we've all played the first one. We played this 360. It's good to see what they're going to come out with now.
And I'm glad that it's not called the 720 because
thank God.
That didn't make any sense. So here's the first bit of our clip. Enjoy. All right, so there is the big reveal. It's interesting. It's kind of clunky in my opinion. I don't really like the way it looks, but we're going to get into some more of the technical specifications here in a minute. Just wanted to cut in and say, there's the intro. What do you think of the intro?
I think it looks awesome. I think that they're going with the squarey, like the boxy, with everything that they've done from their Windows logo that they changed to this. So I think it's kind of a good thing that they're doing that.
It is a complete redesign, which I guess the first one to the second one was, and that's kind of another thing. Xbox One, so what's the first Xbox? I guess the Xbox, but it seems like it might generate some confusion there. But at any rate, on to our next video where we're going to see some technical specifications.
There are three ambitious investments that we made to drive a new generation of entertainment. First, there's the console and the revolutionary Xbox One architecture. Second, advances with the most important input devices, Kinect, the controller, and Smart Glass. And third, Xbox Live, reinvented by the power of the cloud. So starting with our system, it's connected and ready. It's an elegant design that meets the needs of the new generation. The heart of that system is raw power. From 500 million transistors and 512 megs of RAM in the Xbox 360 to over 5 billion transistors and 8 gigabytes of RAM in Xbox One. USB 3.0, Wi-Fi Direct, a Blu-ray drive, a native 64-bit architecture, and variable power states, all while delivering practically silent operation. This is a modern, powerful box engineered to deliver now and well into the future. But it's how we marshal that power, how we create the system that works to deliver the world's greatest games and provides the flexibility to power entirely new, connected experiences. To do this, we've brought technology from across Microsoft to create an industry first. The soul of the new system is the Xbox One architecture. 3 operating systems in one. The first is the best of our Xbox operating system, made even better by providing deep and instant access to the hardware so that creators have no limits in harnessing the power of Xbox One for cinematic realism. The second is the kernel of Windows, providing consistent access to web-powered applications and experiences. Flexible, powerful, simple. The third connects these 2 operating systems to create instant switching, multitasking, and effortless control. Only Microsoft and Xbox could bring this level of power, performance, and sophistication to the living room. And it changes everything. The Xbox One architecture enables the new experiences that you just saw from Yusuf. There's no waiting. You can switch to your game like it's a TV channel flip. You can snap Internet Explorer in the new Star Trek movie. But how did the TV know Yusuf and react to his voice? We're bringing a new Kinect sensor paired with every Xbox One, which puts you at the center of your entertainment. Kinect is completely redesigned to respond instantly to you, your voice, and your gestures. Voice is now more conversational. it's faster, and it supports the entire family. And our new proprietary time of flight measures the time about 13 billionths of a second that it takes individual photons to bounce off of you to create unprecedented accuracy and precision. Over 2 gigabits of data per second to understand your world. This is rocket science level stuff. Games and applications will create new experiences like you've never seen before. 3 years ago, Kinect ushered in a new capability to make you the controller. Let's take a peek at the power behind the next generation Kinect sensor. We started with the ability to see your world. Now that world is crisp, it's clear and beautiful. A 1080p, wider field view capture of your world. As you saw with use of Skype call, Kinect's camera and Skype offer the best shared communication experience in the living room. In 2010, Kinect layered in an analog understanding of how you move. But in 2013, we revolutionized this capability. There are more joints. And now, for the first time, understanding the slightest rotation of a wrist or a shoulder. We understand your balance, the transfer of weight from one foot to another, the energy of emotion. When you're exercising, it can read your heartbeat. This is human control for a human experience. Now, we wouldn't bring you next generation gameplay without innovating on our controller. For the new generation, we're taking the world's best controller and we're making it better. The Xbox One controller is updated with over 40 design innovations. It features updated ergonomics and an integrated battery compartment that just fits better for gamers of all ages. New dynamic impulse triggers allow creators to program feedback directly into the triggers. And a newly designed D-pad creates precision for immersive gaming. This is your controller, designed by gamers, for gamers, for the next generation. And we can't talk about input innovation without Smart Glass. Last year, we unveiled Smart Glass to enable your devices to work together with your Xbox. Your tablet can instantly become a remote control and a deep companion experience. We've had over 10 million downloads of Smart Glass for the Xbox 360. But with this new generation, your smart device will behave like it's born to work with Xbox One because it's natively part of the platform. Kinect, controller, Smart Glass. Innovative, familiar devices to control your experience your way. But the real magic is what happens when all of these devices work together to create all new experiences. The new Kinect sensor is the binding power between these devices. When you press power on or volume up, when you change the channel on your Smart Glass device, Kinect seamlessly makes it work. When you pick up your controller, Kinect recognizes you and the controller, and it gets you into your latest game save instantly. Speak, and your troops follow your commands. Raise your controller, and a virtual shield follows. Your devices work in harmony to create a lag-free, instant, and complete experience. Now, to truly evolve the next generation of games and entertainment, you need access to the most powerful entertainment service. The new Xbox Live is built on Xbox One to amplify an all-new generation. Based on the same membership you have today, but now more powerful, more personal, and more intelligent. When we launched Xbox Live in 2002, it was powered by 500 servers. With the advent of the 360, that number had grown to over 3,000. Today, 15,000 servers power the modern Xbox Live experience. But this year, we will have more than 300,000 servers for Xbox One, more than the entire world's computing power in 1999. Let's talk about the experiences enabled with all that power. Your content is available and it's stored in the cloud so you can access your movies, your music, your games, your saves, anytime, anywhere. As you've seen today, Live brings all new experiences, including Skype and what's trending across games and entertainment, and of course, intelligent TV. And playing games is brought to a whole new level. Just imagine. You will now have a dedicated game DVR to capture and access your magic moments and save them to the cloud. With our native editing and sharing tools, you'll have the most amazing bragging rights on Xbox Live. Achievements become dynamic and changing. They tell your personal story of how you play, not just what you've done. You will play richer matches, with the future of matchmaking. And our new asynchronous capability will allow you to search for your perfect match in your favorite game while you play another game, while you watch a movie, or while you browse the web. And finally, game developers can take advantage of our worldwide multi-data center infrastructure to drive direct game computation. This means bigger matches with more players. It means living and persistent worlds.
Hey everybody, that was awesome. It looks like they're going to bring in a whole new online gameplay through the 300,000 servers. I mean, that just alone sounds amazing as it is.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how that works, because I didn't realize that they started off even with 500 servers, but to grow to 300,000 servers located around the world, to improve gameplay, to improve matching, I think it's going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, especially because they're talking about the new achievements.
Yeah?
And that seems completely different.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that's going to work. We were talking about that while we watched the video, and we're not really sure either one of us how that's going to work. I mean, especially we have, and I used to be a bit of an achievement junkie, and it should be interesting to see how that goes. How do you go about collecting achievements if it's something? I know it's going to upset some people, because I know some people are going to want to, they're going to want the achievements. They're going to want 100% that game. How can they 100% that game if, you know, I guess you have to play through each time instead of just, I don't know. It should be interesting to hear. I'm sure we'll hear more information about that. What about the Kinect? I mean, we have a Kinect. It was really cool when it came out, but it didn't really do what they said it was, or what we wanted it to do. It looks like this one's way more impressive. It looks a lot better.
It looks very interesting that they built that the fact that they have 3 OSs built around the Kinect, especially because the first one did not do nearly as good as you thought it would.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you know, and the speech recognition, I know for a fact that I enjoyed the speech recognition when it worked. When it worked with the original Kinect, it was awesome. But 9 times out of 10, like Skyrim would be like, sword, and it would pull out like a chicken, you know, and you're like, what? So it was kind of useless. It looks like it might actually work. It looks like they put a lot of work into it. They've had 3 years to do it, so hopefully that'll show some improvement as well. And also, one of the other things is the game matching. This is a problem I've always had, especially with games like Call of Duty, where it's like, oh, we're going to match you, and you're a level 1 player, and you come in and you're playing against a room full of 40s or prestige players or whatever.
Yeah, but one of the things I wanted to touch on with the voice, though, is I noticed too that I'm not a huge fan of voice at all with like anything, my phone, tablet, PC, it doesn't matter. I don't like using the voice. I'd rather just do it the long way. So, I mean, that was my personal thing, so I didn't mind the whole thing. And like you said, the matching, I think, a lot of that depends on the games, but I think with the 300,000 plus servers, it's going to give more region-based matching, because I know, like, I used to play Call of Duty at night, you'd get the German guys. You'd get stuck with people that speak just strictly German. You're like, this isn't exactly what I want.
Right, no, exactly. And hopefully, we're looking at bigger player matches, 128 players. I want to see 128 players.
580.
Well, that would be nice too. But let's start a little bit higher. That's the one thing as a PC gamer, and as an Xbox gamer, you know, to go from Battlefield, where you've got, you know, big matches on the PC, 64-player matches, and you just can't get that on the old technology, which makes sense. I understand it. Hopefully, they'll give us some big matches, maybe 64, 128, something along those lines.
Or even like PlayStation 3 had MAG. That had 256.
Yeah, 256.
I mean, it's not like it was completely out of its capabilities.
No, I mean, it didn't look great, and those maps were kind of hard to get into because, well, basically nobody's playing MAG.
There's not 300 people at any given point like, yeah,
let's play MAG. So, at any rate, that's this section. We're going to go into one more section. It just kind of shows off the dashboard a little bit, and then we're going to do a follow-up conversation on some other stuff that we've read, some updates that we've seen on the internet since it first dropped. It's been a few hours now. So there's some other stuff out there that is kind of interesting to talk about, so we'll be talking about that here shortly. Thanks.
Well, now it's all going to begin with 2 simple words. Xbox on. And it's that simple. Xbox One instantly recognizes me and gets me to my own personal home screen. No more manual login. No more waiting on system or game updates. Now the home screen, as you can see, has a familiar interface. But let me point out for you a couple of unique differences. First of all, it'll remember what I was last doing. So for example, here in the center of the screen, you can see I was playing one of my favorite racing games. This one here is just one of the new amazing Xbox One exclusives you're about to hear a lot more about. You can also see I was listening to some music by Dead Mouse and watching a movie. Now, like many of you, I also discovered new entertainment based on what my friends like. And for that, we created a new area called trending. Here I get a snapshot of what is popular in the entertainment world, both with my friends and with the entire Xbox Live community. Of course, I can still browse the great content I've come to love on Xbox, such as games, TV and movies, and music. Xbox, go home.
Welcome back. It looks like they have a lot of things planned and coming forth. We have a few things that we picked out from articles that we found, that we've seen, and it looks like that the Xbox Live and Xbox 360 games and achievements will not be carrying over at all.
Right, that includes achievements as well. So those guys that have a million gamer score or close to it, it doesn't matter later this year when the game comes out, which, by the way, is what it is right now. It's later this year. We all have to assume it's Christmas. That's kind of 'tis the season for new video game systems. So that's kind of a bummer for friends of mine. I have about around an 80,000 gamer score. It's going to kind of suck to get wiped, but it is what it is.
And then we also got one from that was
Engadget.
Engadget, yeah. Engadget was the one that said that, and that was confirmed. Wired said that they might mention games having to pay a fee or something like that. But then it seems like Xbox withdrew that statement.
Yeah, there's a bit of a controversy. Wired published a thing saying that if you wrote the disc, you put the disc in and wrote to your system, then that was associated with your account. If you wanted to bring that to another account, and it wasn't really clear in the beginning of the article, was it the other account? Was it another Xbox? How does it work? Microsoft came back and said, no, that's not the case. There's not going to be any fees. We're still working on what to do about used games, but you will be able to get them. There was a Q&A that was removed because I guess some of the wording. So we're really not sure where that stands right now.
Yeah, that is up in the air. But then we also go into things like the marketplace, which it seems like they didn't touch in at all, really.
No, and as big indie people or indie game supporters, where does that stand for indie? And some of the indie groups have weighed in, and they're like, well, we're going to wait and see. I mean, it's their announcement. It's an initial announcement. Obviously they're gonna concentrate on more of the technical side of things, and they didn't really touch on the marketplace at all. He kind of did one of these right through it, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, but it seems too that the hardware at this point seems to be the most important for now. The software can still be developed. But E3 being however far away, how long is it?
19 days.
19 days until we get to E3. 19 days. They have 19 days to get the hardware done.
Yep, and we'll be having this in our hands. One of the other things that I kind of thought was interesting is controller. And you saw in a previous, earlier, it seems even bigger than before. And
it doesn't seem bigger. I think it seems the same size, just like the battery pack.
Yeah, the battery pack was gigantic, and that's one of the things that I have friends that complain it's too heavy versus the PlayStation controller, and I like the PlayStation controller because it is light. So it looks like it might even get heavier, but once again, we'll have to see. It'll be in our hands in approximately 20 days, so we'll be able to have more information from E3 when that happens.
They need to do something more player-based, though, because it seems like for me, I much prefer the heavier controllers.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox, the original Xbox had those big, bulky controllers. I like that.
Yeah, no, and I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and he said he'd love it if they had both. If they had one with a built-in battery and also external.
That was like, the PlayStation small and nimble. That's good for the younger crowd, and you have one that's heavier. That's something more that I like. I like the heavier controllers. I like knowing it's there.
Right.
Like my phone is heavier. I just like the heavier things.
Yeah, and that kind of one of the other big things, and this is another one of these big controversies, is they said Microsoft is saying you do not have to be online all the time, but you do have to have a high-speed internet connection, and that kind of begs the question with us. What about the people that don't have internet? What about the people, in the Middle East, in the barracks around the world? What about those people that just don't have an internet connection? I mean, it's one thing to have a crappy internet connection. Does it check every week? Does it check every day? Does it check once a month? Does it check once every 6 months?
Does it even check? Maybe if it's just like there's no internet connection, we're just going to shut down the software.
Right. So, I mean, that leaves a lot to be desired. I know that was a huge thing with a lot of people from the very beginning. There were rumors it was always on, and everybody hates the always on. I mean, we see what happens with SimCity. We see what happens with Diablo.
They're pulling a SimCity.
Yeah, if they do that, they're pulling a SimCity, and I mean, just what you need, more controversy on your launch.
I can understand it for things like video games when they are MMOs or they are online. When they have instances where you can do that.
Right.
But for a console, it seems like you're really narrowing down the amount of people you're trying to sell to.
Yeah, and I travel for work. I travel for a living, and I used to bring my Xbox with me on certain times. A new game, Assassin's Creed, came out. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. And it really limits the thing when I can't go in and I can't go to that login page and put my credentials in. I can't get online. If I have to always be online, and that just completely blows, the hotel concept out for me. So.
Yeah, and that makes it, if it's going to be $400, $500, it just puts that one more hit that you're like, I shouldn't get this.
Right, and a lot of people, I'm seeing comments out there, a lot of people are saying it seems like Xbox with this release is concentrating on an entertainment system, and PlayStation 4 at this point is concentrating on a better gaming system. So
yeah.
What remains to be seen. Well, like I said, once again at E3 we'll be able to tell you more. And speaking of E3, it's coming up soon. Xbox has also upped their friends list, so we're hoping to make a lot of friends at E3. It looks like it's going to be 1,000 users max this time, which I don't know anybody who would want. I mean, it drives me nuts when I'm watching him play a game and that thing's constantly popping up. I've got 10 friends, 15
I've got
friends.
60 and that pops up too much.
Yeah, and it's always popping up. So I don't know. I'm assuming there's some sort of way where you can say
limit it.
Yeah,
you have to, because those people, like for Rooster Teeth, for example.
Right.
I mean, when they play their games, they play on Xbox. They don't really edit out that much because there's no need to. But he'll hit the guide button and he'll just have a list of friends list. I mean, if you have to cycle through literally 900 people just to get to one of your friends, that just seems like something.
Or the requests popping up.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be able to turn that out. Like once again, this is the reveal day. We're not sure what's going on. It's all kind of speculation. So. I think that's pretty much it as far as Xbox goes. If anything else exciting happens soon, we'll let you know. We actually got our hands on a Kickstarter Ouya, and we will be playing with that this week. So we'll have that for them on Friday.
Yeah. And we also have Metro.
From a Metro 2033?
No,
Metro Last
Light. We have Metro Last Light coming out. We're just working on that.
We're doing Let's Play, and we're going to have the Let's Play.
2 Let's Plays, 1 for each of us, and then we're going to have the review. We pushed that aside to get to this, because this is number 1
Obviously
right
big news.
Yeah.
So everybody, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and like, and let us know what your comments are. Thank you very much.
Thank you.